It is an all-out war. That's how Israeli Defense Minister Moshe Dayan described an invasion of
Israeli forces are on the ground attack on Gaza.
On October 7th, 2023, the Israel-Palestine war was brought back to mainstream media attention after Israel was bombed by Hamas, a terrorist group within Palestine. However, this war has been going on for decades beforehand.
Prior to World War II, it was a territory, it was a colony of Great Britain. After World War II, Great Britain has to give up its colonies, and the United Nations takes it over. In 1948, the United Nations will decide to create an Israeli-Palestinian state. With that creation, there was supposed to be land that goes to both parties. Comes along in 1978, we've got Jimmy Carter, and he is going to bargain a peace deal between Anwar Sadat and Menachem Begin, where you're going to have the actual establishment of the Palestinian state, as well as a Jewish state of Israel. That worked for a little bit, but then it wasn't working. 1993, you have Bill Clinton working with Yasser Arafat, and you had Yitzhak Rabin. Both of these gentlemen have a long history with the development of that country, both admired by both sides. Both agreed to create an official Palestinian state, an official Israeli state, and that promised land is one that's in dispute, and thus that's why we have the problems with our territory today.
After the bombing in Israel on October 7th by Hamas that NPR reports left over 1,400 Israelis dead, the Israeli military has been retaliating with bombs throughout Palestinian territory in an effort to find and defeat the leaders of Hamas, such as the heavily occupied Gaza Strip, which according to a picture released by the Israeli military has led to 5 Hamas leaders dead and more than 17,000 civilians dead, according to the health ministry in Gaza. Even though the conflict is nations away, students at our school still have strong opinions regarding what they believe.
I think it's really important that people know what Hamas has done. I think it's really important that people know what Israel's doing to defend themselves. It's really bad how many innocent lives have been lost.
He was first to be hit. The girl he was with managed to run away, thanks to God. Then the terrorist entered and fired inside.
I support ceasefire in large part because of my upbringing, because of my Jewish heritage. And it's taught me to respect humanity of people, respect people's rights. The people of Palestine, they deserve to live where they've lived. They have every right to live there as much as anyone else. And I think that a ceasefire would be the route that leads to the least human suffering.
Specifically, part of my religion, Israel is like the motherland for me, so I have felt very connected to Israel all my life. And I also have a lot of friends and family that are in Israel right now. Some are in Gaza along the borders fighting for the IDF, and then some are in the north and trying to stay as calm as possible. I feel like with all that's going on, even though I'm in America, I have to be aware of everything that's going on and care for that.
People get educated on how exactly the 7th of October attack came to happen, because it wasn't just a random attack that happened. There were things that, caused it, and once people get educated on that and once people see the entire side rather than just taking everything at face value, I think that's when you start to see people who understand and support against the ethnic cleansing and the genocide of Palestinians.
According to the Oxford Dictionary, the definition of genocide is the deliberate killing of a large number of people from a particular nation or ethnic group with the aim of destroying that nation or group. And the definition of ethnic cleansing is the mass expulsion or killing of members of an unwanted ethnic or religious group in a society. An argument of those who are pro-ceasefire, meaning that an agreement is made between two armies to stop fighting, say that due to the amount of civilian Palestinians who have died, this war is an instance of modern-day genocide and ethnic cleansing. Those who do not believe in a ceasefire think that the death of the Palestinians is a matter of defense, and that genocide and ethnic cleansing is not the intention of the Israeli Defense Army. With such strong stances, people in Gehenna supporting Palestine and Israel are able to do so in their own ways. For instance, student Gabby Russell is president of the Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio region of BBYO, a Jewish youth group that branches worldwide.
We have raised money for a fund for Maccabi Tzair, which is our partner company that's in Israel, which is essentially another youth group for teens that are in Israel, and they have a campus in Tel Aviv where they've taken in displaced persons. Right now we've raised over $100,000.
People are boycotting big brands that support, like, that fund weapons for Israel, and the three main ones are like McDonald's, Starbucks, and Disney. And there are aid trucks outside of Gaza trying to get in, and they're not able to get in right now. But yeah, donations help, but not right now. They will help later though.
As students find their own ways to support groups in the war, one thing stands out as most important: to be able to be respectful.
Something that's really personal to me is seeing the rise in anti-Semitism. Since October 7th, there's been a 400% increase in anti-Semitism, and we see it all over our school, in the world, and it's terrifying. I think regardless of what you follow or what side you believe on, if you're going to share your opinion and speak out against it, I think it's so important to understand that people feel this way because of different things that they know and different people they know, and it's so important to learn about more than just what you hear.
GLHS, seeing the documentation of this war on the news and in media is your call to educate yourself as we experience history. Do not look back on this event and say that you did not know both sides, or that you were blind to the trauma of both Palestinian and Israeli civilians.